Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Dear friends, I'm Biswajit Guha Roy, and today I'm going to tell you a short story. The story is all about Sudama, a great devotee and a friend of Lord Shri Krishna. When Lord Shri Krishna was staying at Dwarka along with his queen Rukmini Devi, in a small village away from Dwarka, a poor Brahman was living in a small hut with his wife and children. The poor Brahman was a great devotee of the Lord, and he used to spend his time in praying and studying the Vedic literatures. He was very poor and barely had any money to provide food to his wife and children. He was poor but a fully contented man. His name was Sudama, and he was a Gurukul mate of Lord Shri Krishna. Sudama's wife was dutiful, that is, she was very serious in fulfilling her duties, obligations, and responsibilities. But she was very weak because she had to starve for not having enough food. She was worried about her children and Sudama's health. One day, when Sudama came back home from temple, his wife said in a soft voice, "My dear, you always say that Lord Sri Krishna is your best friend and both of you studied together. Then why don't you approach your friend to help you? Please go to Dwarka and pray to Krishna to help you." Sudama was reluctant and said, "I'm working hard. I'm working with my best efforts to earn and to feed my children. But I can't ask for anyone's favor." Sudama's wife said, "I'm not asking for myself. I'm asking for my children. I can starve, but my children can't. Please go to Dwarka and meet your friend." Sudama was still reluctant and said, "How can I ask my best friend?" "My dear, you please try to understand," his wife pleaded. "How do you think that the security guards are going to allow me to enter Krishna's palace?" Sudama argued. "I want Krishna's blessing for my children. You please try to understand. You please go to Dwarka and meet your best friend." Sudama's wife pleaded once again. Sudama remained silent for some time, and then he thought, "Oh, I think it's a good opportunity to meet my friend personally. I can remember those days with Krishna, so beautiful those days were." Sudama then turned to his wife and said, "All right, I'll go. But do we have anything that I can take to offer my friend? Because going empty handed to meet him is not at all a good thing." Sudama's wife had nothing worthy to give her husband to take for Lord Sri Krishna. She rushed to her neighbor's house. After a few minutes, she came back with some chipped rice or flat rice. She put the flat rice in a small torn cloth and tied it up. "I remember once you said that Lord Krishna loves to eat flat rice," Sudama's wife said softly. Next morning, Sudama set off for Dwarka and very carefully carrying with him the bundle of flat rice. He was very eager to see his friend after a long time. When Sudama reached Krishna's palace in Dwarka, he was stopped by the security guards. The guards asked many questions to Sudama. They also asked how a beggar could be a friend of the king. But Sudama pleaded to allow him to see his friend. As soon as Lord Sri Krishna was informed about Sudama, he immediately rushed to receive him. Lord Sri Krishna hugged Sudama with great affection. After receiving Sudama with love, affection, and respect, Lord Sri Krishna told Sudama to sit on his own bedstead. Sudama, being poor, was not dressed nicely. His clothes were torn and dirty. He was so lean that the knobs all over his body were visible. Queen Rukmini was surprised as she looked at Sudama and Lord Sri Krishna's affection for Sudama. Lord Sri Krishna washed Sudama's feet, and Queen Rukmini fanned him with chamar or chamara, a hand-held fan. Krishna sat next to Sudama on the bed and put his hand affectionately on his shoulder. Krishna and Sudama started sharing their memories of the past. Sudama, do you remember that day when we went to collect dried wood for our guru Sandipani Muni's wife and how we lost our way? Yes, I do remember, Sudama answered. We shared the food you brought with you, Sudama. It was so wonderful. Yes, yes, I do remember, Sudama replied. Lord Sri Krishna, with a smile, looked at Sudama and asked, My dear friend, what have you brought for me? Has your wife given you some nice eatable for me? Sudama was feeling shy to give him the flat rice that he had brought all the way. But Krishna himself snatched the bundle hanging on his shoulder and opened it. He happily took a handful of flat rice and put it into his mouth. He ate one morsel of it. He was about to eat another morsel, and at this, Rukmini stopped him by catching hold of his hand, saying that even that one morsel would suffice to grant all the prosperity to Brahmana. Lord Sri Krishna looked at Rukmini Devi and whispered, it's delicious. Krishna and Sudama spent their time talking about their early days and went to sleep. Next day, Sudama took leave of his friend Krishna and left for his home. Sudama completely forgot the very purpose of his visit. He was simply happy about meeting his old friend Krishna and walked back to his home, remembering his honored visit all throughout. When Sudama reached his village, he was surprised to see that his home had now become into a big palace-like building. His wife came out of the house looking like the goddess of fortune and greeted him. Can't you recognize me? I'm your wife. This is our house. Sudama's wife said very happily. Thus, Sudama was blessed by Lord Shri Krishna. Sudama was wonderstruck and started praying to the Lord for his mercy. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Krishna, who is the worshipable deity for all Brahminical men, who is the well-wisher of cows and Brahmanas, and who is always benefiting the whole world. I offer my respectful obeisances to the personality of Godhead, known as Krishna and Govinda.